Hey, Wineblue here with another Thaemine hard mode commentary. This run I want to commentate on. Here I was supported by one of our static friends. He's the #1 Paladin ranked in Korea, Esther 8, and he has one of the rarest titles in the game, the Golden Hand title. And he was supporting me when I was playing Artillerist. And given that I was being supported by the #1 Paladin, I just felt like I had to go as Goblin as possible. So this is an interesting run in that sense. I'll just go over it and do a play-by-play casting. Let's see, Gate 1. And so I do things that I would not normally do when I'm with Pugs, because I don't want to grief Pugs. So I generally play it safe when I'm in Thaemine. But in this run, I had to go all in, right? I stack up Adrenaline, turret, 4 Barrage turret, and after seeing the Holy Aura, I enter Barrage mode, do a combo, and I use Awakening there, knowing that she's going to do the back grab, and I get full gauge again. Enter Barrage mode again. She's doing the 3 combos into a counter. We failed the counters? Are we going to get it? Okay, someone got 10 stacks of the bleed. So I was dodging that. Trying to get full gauge again. 150 lines. We still have like 5 bars. And so I enter barrage mode again. We get the counter in. A bit more damage. She's gonna go DR. Now I'm party number 2 on party 1. Try to pick up some bleed stacks. I go to my position. 6 o'clock. Drop a destruction bomb. And we go in. In destruction, I'm trying to get full gauge for after the phase. Trying to pick up more stacks. Dodging, waiting. And in my mind, I'm probably thinking about ramping up adrenaline a bit, maintaining it. And during the stunned rain, I'm also trying to maintain adrenaline stacks, right, by casting 4 barrage and all. I do 1 barrage rotation. She's gonna move backwards because someone got hit there. And then I try to fit in my pressurized heat bomb, and then I cut it halfway because she's doing the tentacles on the ground. Moving out. I did manage to fit in that full combo on the barrage. I do get stuck. But our Paladin managed to get that counter there at the end. Moving out. I'm saving energy field. Great thing about Artillerist here is that you can also get gauge on the trash mobs. So even if she moves out of your, say, homing barrage, you can still get gauge if there's a trash mob there. Now we're trying to either get 2 stacks into 1 crater, or we're going to use Hidden Balthor. Either way, I'm just doing damage as much as I can. Unfortunately, she moves out to phase before I fit in my full barrage combo. So now we're phasing. I try to get a bit of gauge off those trash mobs there using flamethrower and gravity explosion. So I managed to get it back to half. Now we're doing mech. We do have 1 person dead. And unfortunately, it's my team, so that's my synergy. Okay, I have full gauge. Let's see what I do. Turret or barrage. Napalm, another turret. And she's doing the grab mech. Oh, I get grabbed at the very tip. Sag. But my turrets will give me a bit of gauge there, right? And so when I get out, I could use like Napalm and 4 barrage to get full gauge. Counter in. I didn't have recovery. Napalm into 4 barrage. And then with the Holy Aura. Oh, it ran out. Sadly, but I do get a full barrage rotation there. Flamethrower into gravity explosion. Into homing barrage. Pressurized heat bomb. Planting turrets. And for a barrage is enough to get into another barrage rotation. Then I'm waiting for the flamethrower to come back. We still have to bring her down to 50, 55. We still have a lot of time to do damage. Holy R used when I'm not sitting down. Now I'm sitting down. Do I get to benefit from it? She moves out. Oh, I got grabbed. But I did manage to profit off that Holy Aura fully. And then I used Energy Field to not get knocked. To do my Gauge combo. Flamethrower into Gravity Explosion. Homing Barrage. Pressurized Heat Bomb into small skills. And the Palm will be enough for me to get in. I'm waiting to see the puddles, the tentacles first, and then I enter barrage mode to play it safe so that I don't get rooted out of my barrage mode. He's doing the grab. And after it's done, I try to get a bit of a gauge there. Homing barrage. Oh, she moves out of it. So this is kind of scuffed. I have to wait on a few skills. So I decided to use Awakening. Nice taunt into counter. And now she's at phase. She went past phase line. Now watching where the strawberries and then throwing my destruction bomb. You want to do it fast enough, but you want to watch where the strawberries are first. And here I'm trying to get gauge, of course. I'm saving my flamethrower and gravity explosion. Because I can get enough gauge without using them. And then turret into 4 barrage. And then after seeing that there's no eyes close to me, I enter barrage mode. Always be mindful of her doing the back grab here. Especially when you're intending to sit down. She's doing another one of those ground tentacles. We're fitting in the hidden Balthor, so I make sure to be standing in it and not be hit by those ground tentacles. I cut my E skill there because she moved out of it. Now I'm trying to gather gauge. My party mates will probably deal with the shield, right? While I'm trying to get gauge there. And so my intention is to enter barrage mode around the time that the shield phase is done. Sadly though, I was missing a bit of gauge there, so I was not able to fully input my barrage mode cycle there. Only half of it went in. We still have 10 lines to go. So now it's dodging. Barrage Artillerist is a spec class, so it's it is kind of smudged in this phase because you don't have all that mobility. And I got grabbed from a distance. That was hard to react to. Hopefully, my party takes care of it. Oh, we keep getting grabbed. There's still 3 people on the map, I think. Nice movement. Counter. Then get out. I have to do a full gauge rotation to get back. See the Holy Aura. We only have 7 lines left, though. I managed to fit in. Okay, I entered barrage mode, and the back grab was not on me. I'm sitting down. Barrage already is great in this part because there's a lot of process and push, but you can negate it using barrage mode there. And let's see the MVP. Mr. Esther 8 Paladin with that 18% Radiant, and I do get underline Crow Fighter there. Okay, going into gate 2. I full gauge, of course. And I sit down, I see he's doing the back jump. And that's fine for me, because I can hit him from a distance. Not sure if I don't think I got Holy Aura, though. It was too far away. A lot of these things are just RNG. He did the Zeus pattern. Thankfully, I think I did not miss any skills from that. Entering, planting turrets in the palm. 4 Barrage from a distance, another turret. I'm trying to get a bit of ship gauge. So that's a trick that you can do on Barrage Artillerist, right? Using Flamethrower and like fitting in like 2 ticks maybe, so that you get a bit of gauge, but you can cancel it early so that you can, so that it does not go on cooldown. But you do get a bit of gauge, so that's really a nice trick to use when you're trying to get ship gauge, a bit of gauge. I spacebar the backstep explosion, and I enter barrage mode there. He faced to the center. I plant my awakening on top of him, so he gets full hit while he's sitting in the center. And I watched the first pattern first before entering barrage mode, because he could do a Zeus like this. But at least I was able to fit in my W damage. Q and W damage. Oh, I get hit by that explosion. Unfortunate. I was slow on my energy field reaction, I think. Now he's staggered. Flamethrower into gravity explosion. I would love to be back into gauge, full gauge at this point, but he does phase. Because he hit 135. So now we're doing mech. And I do have full gauge, so I don't need to gather gauge at this stage. Number 1. Number 2, that's me. I go to position. Let's see if I go enter barrage mode here. Because I think I would. Counter's done. Yeah, I do enter barrage mode. So I hit fit in my W there, and then when he lands on the middle, I can cast my E before he enters damage reduction. And then we're waiting. We're waiting. I could have used something to maintain my adrenaline there. But I'm also trying to get gauge and a bit of damage there. I fit in flamethrower and gravity explosion. Could have fit in homing barrage too. Of course, you want to get out quick before you get stacks from the fog. Spacebarring the electricity puddle. And I fit in the palm there too, just to get a bit more gauge and damage. Spacebar through the electricity puddles, moving with the team. And they'll take care of the counters because I'm slow, of course. Flamethrower just to get a bit of gauge from those trash mobs. And energy field just to not get pulled in. Could have used spacebar too. Or something like pressurized heat bomb. Counter from afar. 4 barrage distance tripod is so good for these counters. Yeah, I don't risk it here. Because generally I do try to kind of taunt them here. But I also there's a gun answer in the party, so it's okay. They can take care of it safely. I use Sacred Charm for my Paladin buddy there. I'm waiting. I could have ramped up a bit of adrenaline stacks, but it's okay because I can also ramp it up during the fight. Well, here. Planting 2 turrets and 1 for barrage and entering barrage mode and using QR and then W makes it so that you can get full adrenaline stacks. Fit in a full rotation there. For barrage, gravity explosion. Homing. What's it called? Homing? Oh, I forgot. Momentarily forgot. And then full... I don't have gauge here. One thing I could have done is waited until this hidden Azenda pattern. I'll still be able to get full gauge here. And I'm out of mana. Usually I take mana food, right? But for this run, I used one of the... Oh, I should not have entered barrage mode there. I should have saved it for after. But yeah, I used attack speed food for this one because there was a special event attack speed food that they gave. It's like 40 pops that they gave. Generally, I use mana food, of course, because the turrets, if you use big pack, it is quite costly on the mana. I do fit in that one counter using 4 Barrage. Distance tripod is so good. Now I'm trying to get build back Gauge. He is at 79 though, so he might phase soon, depending on how fast we push, and somewhat luck dependent. He does not phase immediately, so I do get to fit in. Yeah, my entire Barrage rotation, good. And here I plant 2 turrets in the middle, and I'm looking. 3 turrets. Try to aim that ball towards him. Here was a bit of a team player, of course. And then I'm trying to get Gauge. Because Paladins generally don't use Holy Aura here. Now I'm waiting. I cast my QW and then I waited to cast E after he came back down. So Holy Aura was used right after it, right? Yeah. But I can profit off the Holy Aura in a second Barrage mode from my Awakening. Flamethrower, Gravity Explosion again. Because I used my Awakening to get Gauge in the previous run, so I have them off cooldown for this rotation. I enter Barrage mode, and I don't have to push immune, otherwise the worms. I did not manage to fit in my entire E, though, there, sadly. He does phase a lot like this. He goes untargetable. Oh, I cut it off early. Oh, that's bad. I use Energy Field to not get knocked by the tornadoes. I did not get the debuff, so I did not move out. That's a counter. I offload it to my team. I get enough Gauge from that 1-4 Barrage, and I think turrets probably? Yeah. With 1 Barrage rotation in, Flamethrower, Gravity Explosion, turret. And he went untargetable because he faced for the 18-line mech. I plant turrets, and I cast whatever skills I can while trying to dodge the electricity puddles. Napalm into Flamethrower. I do enter Barrage mode once. And this is so great. For Barrage Artillerist, he can take very good care of the trash mobs here. I use Sacred Charm for my teammates who got electrocuted. I use Energy Field here because there can be a lot of accidents here, a lot of pushes. I'm trying to get full Gauge for the damage window right after. We managed to take care of the dragon. And my Paladin, of course, has Holy Aura ready for this damage window, so I go full ham with the Barrage with an Adrifin too. I did not manage to hit that Gravity Explosion at the end. We still have 11 bars left. I go close to him in order to start doing Gauge building rotation right away. Also using Energy Field just to prevent any accidents as a counter. Oh, I think I was trying to spacebar it, but I was late. Gravity Explosion into the palm, and I sit. I do get electrocuted. Ah, okay. I got cleansed. Good, good, good. And that's my thank you Mokoko emote. Always be thankful when people take care of you. He got staggered, so I'm trying to fit in whatever skills I can before he's dead. So a few mistakes here and there, but I get to capitalize on a lot of damage windows. Paladin, MVP again. And I get Cruel Fighter Underline again. In terms of gearing, I'm like average or on the lower side in this party. So it's actually insane. Yeah, I only have a 23 Plus 23 weapon. My eye level is at 1643 in this run, I think. And we do have like 1670 Aeromancer and all. So I'm like really not well geared here. Yeah, gate 3 though. Going in, I plant a turret, 1-4 barrage, and then go back in. And I do 1 rotation. If our stagger was lower, I think I would have... Did I manage to fit in everything? No. Oh yeah, I managed to fit in everything actually. Q, E, W. Because sometimes when the stagger's really quick, you don't manage to fit in everything. So now I'm building. Flamethrower, gravity explosion. Outside safe, but I'm in my barrage mode, so it's okay. I move out so that I don't get stacks from that. Also, you can move in, of course. I do manage to fit in my gravity explosion at the very last tick before he moved out of it. I'm watching before I sit down. As long as you're not in front, it's okay. You can tank this. But the first hit is deadly hit. Turret, I'm trying to get whatever gauge I can. Before I have to spacebar. Spacebar. And I do save my pressurized heat bomb just in case it's one of those mechs where you have to do a lot of movement. Pizza. So I get gauge from the palm and I sit down. And you don't have to move for this one because it's not strengthened. Oh, I did not manage to hit in my E. He faced right away. But you can build gauge from while he's in DR mode, right? So I was trying to fit in my flamethrower there. I managed to get full gauge. I sit down. Even if you're in barrage mode, this can hurt a lot. Especially if you're the target and you see how much damage I took there. You have to be careful. I do manage to fit in my entire rotation. Even though he was in the air. Turret, napalm, turret. Spacebar in to cross over the fog. I believe in my teammates, so I sit down and trust them with the counter. And then I go barrage mode. We do the stagger. And that's enough damage to kill the sword. We're at 15 minutes left. Very good time, of course. Very strong party. I tank the front-back slash. That's a push. We can tank it with barrage mode, of course. I get close enough. You have to provide those angles for like God's decree for your support. You have to make it easier for them. I was the target, so I walk out of it. Sadly, it was a holy aura angle. Did not get to profit off it much. I moved to the front and then left of his initial position. Here I go full Goblin. So it's a one-shot, right? And unfortunately, he was looking at me too. If you get hit by this, you die. But I wanted to fit in as much damage as I could. And so I waited it out, and then I spacebarred at the last moment. That's stuff that I usually don't do, because I want to play it safe when it's a pug room, right? Just in case. He's at 227. He's going to face soon. I spacebar backwards from where he slashed because he's going to move to towards that direction. And I do have one barrage mode. And I'm probably saving it for when he faces to the center. I'm going to fit in that barrage mode. And this is something I usually don't do either. I am the seed too, so I can't get guidance on where to go. I have to go find my location. I spacebar and I find a sweet spot. And a pressurized bomb over. I saved that too, for the extra movement. Spacebar plus pressurized heat bomb was enough to cover that distance. I was very lucky too, because if there was no safe spot over there, I would have died. And move out just to plant the poop. Move back in. Gravity explosion first. And then he faced. So now it's the horse mech. I'm following up to him. Unfortunately, I'm slow, so I can't fit in any skills there. If I was in position, I would have fit in something just to get gauge and get my skills going off. I use some small skills to get gauge there. And with the Holy Aura, do one barrage rotation. I did not use my flamethrower and gravity explosion before. I use them right after I get back up. The palm. And then homing barrage and pressurized heat bomb should be enough. Get full gauge. I get a second barrage mode going in. Sitting in the Nana. And I'm sitting in front, of course, because the aggro makes it easier for the back attackers. Thankfully, aggro to someone down there instead of people attacking on the back. Now we got the horse face done. One holy aura in. Ah, front safe and the outside safe, and I squeeze all that damage. This is stuff I usually don't do, really. I don't play this risky. See? It was full, and I spacebar at the right, exact last moment. I think I fit in all the ticks from that. I try to fit in skills in order to get full gauge. I do get the puddles. And once I'm done laying them out there, go back in and go immediately into barrage mode. And then I'm trying to get whatever gauge while dodging the one-shots here. Back safe. So I can get gauge here. I'm probably going to build for the clash. Oh, I just enter. Oh. Trying to squeeze in everything. Thankfully, he's in a location where I can hit him from. So I managed to squeeze that E in. Then I'm building gauge here. Thankfully, it's not a pattern where Paladin has Holy Aura yet. So he now uses it. And I managed to enter Barrage mode right there to profit off of it. And I use one Atrophin too there. First Atrophin used. I'm moving out so as to draw him outside towards the center. And I use the energy field there for extra precaution. And we have one dead member, which means more damage for me. Good. And I go to where he would backstep to and enter barrage mode. Sadly, I don't have full adrenaline stacks. Try to follow him up on that X slash. I do miss some hits, and this is the fail clash. I run up to him, pressurize heat bomb, move out, and then go back in using flamethrower. In the palm, 2 turrets. And he moves to the center, and it's normal pattern, so I can sit down after I build full gauge. Don't have to move. Barrage mode, magic fart, moving in. Flamethrower. It's a nice DPS pattern. So gauge building pattern for me in this case. Turret in the palm. Or barrage. And then you can still hit him while he's invisible, just for a few split seconds too. Then here, he appears over here. So front left safe. So I drop the sword over here, knowing that he will not hit this way. I managed to build some gauge. I do have a Holy Aura going in, and he's probably gonna prolong it using Awakening. And so I do also have Awakening here. I'm gonna do a double Barrage mode. One Barrage using Adrian 2. And try to fit in my Awakening. I use my E first. But the thing is, I should not have entered Barrage mode there. Although I did profit off fitting in that E. But I missed my W and probably Q too. So maybe it was better to use it after the phase. If my rotation had started a bit earlier, I would have managed to fit it in. I should have adapted in that sense. Dodging the X slash, front back. Nice DPS pattern. 72 lines left. And this is a good damage pattern. The back grab and front barrage. I fit in a flamethrower before he teleports. For the one-shot slash. We fit engage. And he's at 59, so I'm hurriedly trying to fit in one more rotation before he phases. And I go lay the swords. And then he's going to phase soon. So now do the typing test. And patiently find position, safe position. Once you're in position, auto attack so that you can maintain ground. Just auto attacking. And that Transcendence damage finishes off that clone. Build engage. And he's at 50% DR here. But it's still a damage window, so I just go Barrage mode. Maybe it was better if I... Oh, I actually don't attack right away. I wait for him to end DR mode. Good, good. I only fit in Q before DR ends. And then after DR ended, I planted W and E. Then he's going to phase and do the final clash. I'm waiting. I'm not grabbing that. And last Adrian used. With the Holy Aura. Fitting engage skills. He's going to port to do a one-shot, of course. Noodles. So you can fit in a lot of skills here too. Homing Barrage and Gravity Explosion can be used from a distance. And here I can't sit down because we have ghosts spawning on the map, so I'm waiting. He's also doing a one-shot. Back safe. You have to like carefully look through all the visual noise. It was a back safe and then front safe into outside safe. So I moved out. It's hard to see with the darkness and the ghosts and the way too. I sat down. I just lay my poop there, knowing it's 4 lines left too. I just sustained some of the hits. I do get slashed once. It's okay. And he's dead. In this case, I don't get underline. This Aeromancer is 1670. There's no shot. I'm actually amazed that I got underline in Gates 1 and 2. But yeah, that was Barrage Artillerist gameplay in Thaemine Gates 1 to 3. That's one of the rare cases where I go Goblin mode on my DPSs. Hope that was a good watch, and I'll see you in the next video.